The sky over Ronice that Sunday was a watercolor wash of apricot and dove gray, the kind of gentle afternoon that begged for slow walks along the promenade and the lazy clinking of glasses in harborside cafes. For 12,048 years, by their meticulous count, humanity on this world had measured its existence in such days, days of incremental progress, and the quiet, persistent hum of a civilization that had long ago traded wild ambition for sustained survival. The planet, scarred by ancient excesses, was a patchwork of domed cities and controlled climates, and Ronice, with its salt-bleached docks and humming desalination plants, was considered a testament to orderly endurance. Then, at precisely 3:17 p.m., the sea surrendered its ghost. One moment, the horizon was a clean line between the sea and the sky. The next, it was broken by a shape of impossible to scale and profound, silent dignity. A hand. A colossal, stone-gray human hand, rising from the depths with the serene inevitability of a mountain range being born. It rose to the wrist, where it ended in a smooth, clean plane, as if severed by a god's blade millennia ago. Water cascaded from its contours in thunderous curtains, carving temporary rivers down the lifelines and knuckles. It was palm up, fingers slightly curled, in a gesture that could have been one of offering, receipt, or benediction. Sunlight caught the wet stone, making it gleam like polished marble veined with something darker, something that pulsed with a faint, subvisual light. The news shattered. Media feeds, usually a monotonous stream of resource allocations and civic announcements, dissolved into hysterical, shaky images captured from rooftops. It was an anomaly, an impossibility. Scans revealed it was not rock, not metal, not any composite known to their science. It emitted no energy, gave off no heat signature. It was simply there, a new fact of the world. Within days, the first voyage was dispatched. The Curiosity, a sleek research vessel laden with sensors and the best academic minds from Ronice University. They approached in a bubble of tense excitement. Live streams showed scientists in environmental suits preparing to take samples. The hand filled the entire frame, a cliff face of silent anatomy. Then, 20 meters from the index finger's tip, every feed dissolved into a blizzard of static. The Curiosity vanished. Neither with an explosion nor with a distress call. It was there, and then it was not. The sea where it had been was preternaturally calm, smooth as oil. Panic, cold and sharp, began to needle the city's throat. The authorities, clinging to protocol, sent a second ship. The Resolute, a heavier craft equipped with military-grade scanners and remote drones. This time they stayed half a kilometer back. The drones were launched. They streaked toward the hand, and one by one, as they crossed an invisible perimeter, their signals winked out of existence. The Resolute reported anomalous spatial readings before its commander, voice tight with terror, gave the order to retreat. The ship turned. It did not get far. Viewers on shore watched through telescopic lenses as the Resolute seemed to stutter. Its image fractured, like a reflection in a broken mirror, and then it was gone, swallowed by the same serene, awful silence. That was when the fear changed. It ceased to be about the hand itself and seeped into the very fabric of Ronice. It became a taste in the water, a vibration in the pavement, a pressure in the inner ear. The air grew heavy, with a profound and unsettling wrongness. People felt it in their bones. Ilara, a net mender whose family had worked the port for 10 generations, would sit on the dock at dusk, her fingers pausing over her work. She'd look at the hand, a stark silhouette against the twilight, and feel a deep cellular sorrow, as if mourning a loss she couldn't name. She stopped singing the old sea shanties. The notes felt like lies on her tongue. Kaylin, a ration clerk with a mind for patterns, noticed the oddities. Pigeons no longer landed on the statues in Victory Square. They approach, wheel abruptly, and scatter. The regulated public gardens began to bloom out of season. Night blooming cereus opened at noon, their petals white as bone. Clocks disagreed with each other, some gaining, some losing, all within the city limits. He compiled lists, his neat handwriting growing frantic. "Something is wrong," he whispered to his empty apartment, the data screaming a silent alarm. But what? The city's children began to have the same dream, of walking on the ocean floor, amidst drowned towers they didn't recognize, toward a warm, golden light that pulsed from the hand's palm. They'd wake crying, not from fear, but from an inarticulate longing. The emotional landscape of Ronice fractured. Some, like old Mayor Bryn, clung to brittle denial, issuing statements about temporary phenomena and scientific setbacks. Others were consumed by a raw, religious fervor, gathering on the beaches to proclaim the hand a sign, a judgment, or a doorway. Most, however, existed in a state of quiet, grinding dread. They went to their jobs, queued for their rations, and avoided looking at the sea. Conversations died mid-sentence. Laughter became a sharp, foreign sound. Friends and families found themselves separated by invisible walls, each trapped in their own private interpretation of the unease. The hand never moved, offering no sign at all. It simply existed, a silent question mark carved into the world, a monument to all the history they thought they knew and now realized they did not. The mystery was no longer just about the hand's origin or power. The deeper, more terrifying mystery was what it was doing to them. How its mere presence was unraveling the certainty of their world, exposing the fragile stitches of their reality, and whispering to a forgotten part of their human souls that there had once been, and might still be, more to existence than survival. And in the deepest part of the night, when the city lay in a watchful, feverish sleep, those who stared out their windows at the haunting silhouette swore they could see, or perhaps feel,